Let's go back to the moment when you realized you liked the Kia K4 GT Line Turbo.
It had white accents, flat bottom steering wheel. I told myself it was a joke, a phase.
But then I touched that thick steering wheel and said, huh, this is nice.
And how did that make you feel?
Unsafe, not physically, emotionally. Like Kia had snuck into my heart with a turbo and some ambient lighting.
I parked it next to a Corolla just to feel something, but I kept coming back to the K4. It has fake vents on the bumper. I don't even care anymore.
Acceptance is the first step.
No, you don't get it. I'm not ready to accept that I like this car. It has a turbo that sounds like a vape pen and still makes me smile.
Well, I think we've already accepted it, man. This is who we are now.
God help me. I love that beep. With that much needed bit of therapy out of the way, I think we're properly emotionally regulated and cognitively reframed. Welcome to the Driver's Line. I'm Greg, and this week we have the Kia K4 GT Line Turbo with us, and a huge thanks to Kia for lending us this funky little sedan.
And I'm Jordan, and if you like car reviews, news, and shenanigans like our European road trip, smash that like button and subscribe for more automotive action. Now, let's see what this Kia can do. All right, Greg, we're in the 2025 Kia K4 GT Line Turbo, and I gotta say, rolling around in this thing, I feel like my Spotify playlist has finally gotten hip.
No more Eagles? But you're right, this car doesn't scream economy car anymore. It politely nods and says, I have a skincare routine now.
Well, the exterior looks pretty sharp, right? I mean, Kia calls this a fastback sedan, which is fancy speak for, hey, remember when all our designs were derivative and boring? Not anymore.
No, the sloping roofline really does give it a big Audi A5 Sportback energy, and it's frankly begging to be a hatchback, but instead we've got a trunk with 14.6 cubic feet.
And that front end, you've got the distinctive multi-cube LED headlights and those signature amber DRLs flanking that shark nose grille.
That's right, Kia calls this design opposites united, and I'm pretty sure that face is angrier than my 4-year-old after she gets served the wrong mac and cheese.
That's fair. And Kia also put some stylish rollers on this thing. 18-inch wheels and gloss black on the turbo. Super angular, very dynamic. This thing is like something out of Tron.
Yeah, the blacked out mirrors, blacked out window trim, it's really giving me like a suburban stealth mode vibe. No chrome, no nonsense. The profile design is sort of unique with this window treatment and that one hidden door handle in the back door.
And around back, you got those wraparound taillights that Kia has called its Star Map LED signature. And at night, those taillights are super distinctive. They look really cool.
Yeah, they're really giving off a lot of sci-fi vibes with that back end. It's a really unique design.
But here's the kicker. All this comes in at just $26,000 starting price. Our top-of-the-line GT Line Turbo starts at $28K. That's a lot of look for not a lot of wallet pain.
Yeah, the design says, I'm not in my midlife crisis, I'm in my design renaissance.
That's right. All right, Greg, is there anything you don't like about the design of this K4?
You know, while I genuinely do love this design because, you know, Kia is actually trying something unique and going their own way instead of kind of those derivative designs they've done in the past, admittedly, it may not be for everybody, and I get that. So if you don't like it, you know, I do understand that it's polarizing and, you know, may not be for everybody.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, there's some interesting choices on this design, like those hidden door handles on the back doors just kind of seems counterintuitive when you already have door handles on the front, so it's just weird.
Yeah, to me, I mean, they either need to both be hidden or none of them hidden, because you've got this one sitting here floating in space on the side of the car and the one on the back door is hidden. And the other thing that kind of bothers me a little bit is this black wheel design on this GT Line Turbo. So the GT Line itself has a nice, you know, machined aluminum finish around the rim and then a black spoke design. I think it's a nicer look and would probably be better fitting on the top of the line trim.
All right, moving on to the interior of the K4, and I gotta say, sitting in here, it does not feel like a compact sedan anymore.
No, it really feels like Kia took a look at their budget and said, we're gonna ignore that, and went for this upscale chic vibe with this black and white interior.
Facts. I mean, we're sitting in 98.7 cubic feet of interior space. That's in line with the Civic. It's more than the Corolla. I mean, it's more than some midsiders.
Yeah, and you feel it. I've got 42.3 inches of legroom up here, and we've got a class-leading 38 inches in the back seat, which is way more than any domestic flight that I've ever been on.
That's true. I mean, your friends won't hold a grudge. There's about 37 inches of headroom in the front and back, so you'll probably be fine as long as you're not an NBA player.
Yeah. Speaking of fine, these seats, the GT Line Turbo comes with these black and white Syntex trim seats. We get contrast stitching, and the bolstering actually did something.
Yeah, it's true. And they're heated and cooled with the tech package, of course, which is pretty impressive at this price point. I mean, the Kia is known for packing a ton of tech in their cars.
For sure, for sure. The dash design is nice and clean, and the materials are solid. We got soft touch where it counts, and textured trim doesn't scream, piano black plastic.
So it's stylish without being flashy, spacious without being floaty, and practical without forcing you into one of my beloved vans. All right, so we've talked about looks, we've talked about space. Now we get to talk about the thing everybody pokes first, the tech.
Yeah, and Kia brought a lot of screen to this party. All K4s get a digital gauge cluster and a 12.3-inch infotainment screen, but the EX trim and above gets a dual 12.3-inch panoramic displays housed in one seamless panel.
Yeah, it looks like something that should have its own terms and conditions. I mean, very clean, very modern, very smooth, very Apple Store.
Ooh.
Yeah, but they let you drive it home.
It's running Kia's new connected car navigation cockpit, which is a mouthful, and the interface is super smooth for fast responses, clean menus, no rage bait.
And it has wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Those are standard on all K4s, and we get over-the-air updates too, so the system can evolve just like your phone.
Yeah, and just below we've got the climate controls. It's a bit fiddly, and a portion of the climate screen is blocked by the big old thick steering wheel.
Yeah. Yes. Playing the tunes is a Harman Kardon premium audio system, which does Witchy Woman proud.
Yeah, maybe we should take it easy and check out Kia's Highway Assist 2.
Yeah, Highway Assist 2 is Kia's semi-automated driving system. It combines adaptive cruise with lane centering and adds automated lane changes.
That's right. It uses camera, radar, GPS to monitor your position and will automatically adjust it if someone is crowding you, so it's very socially aware.
Now, there are some things we don't like about this particular technology suite, and some of that does focus around this climate system. So, I mean, you do have some buttons down here, but the navigation panel hides some of that with the steering wheel. It's a kind of strange setup.
Yeah,
I don't understand it.
It's not the best design because you do have that climate panel here. You do have the option to expand it over here, but why not just make it where it needs to be, or give you all the function you need down here?
I totally agree.
Yeah. The other thing that I really don't like is on this model with this color, we only get one interior choice. This is it. You get the black and white, which is kind of a bummer.
That is kind of a bummer. But on that note, I think I've had enough time behind the seat of this K4. What do we say we let you drive?
Sounds good. All right, guys, we've talked about the looks, the space, and the tech. Now it's time to talk about power!
Well, and handling and efficiency.
Whatever. Power first.
Yes, power. Under the hood, we have a 1.6-liter Turbo 4 making 190 horsepower and 195 pound-feet of torque. It's going to be spinning those front wheels through an 8-speed automatic.
Yeah, it's not a burner, but thanks to the turbo, the torque comes on strong and low at about 1,500 RPMs. Feels really quick off the line, hitting 60 in about 7 seconds flat.
Yeah, and there's no neck-snapping drama, but it's punchy, it's easy to pass on the highway. Switching to sport mode on the steering wheel there tightens up the responsiveness even further.
Yeah, and handling is actually pretty solid. Steering is light but responsive. It's not as razor sharp as the Civic Si, but it's pretty confident in the corners. You feel planted.
Yeah, and part of the reason behind that is Kia gives its GT line cars a multi-link rear suspension, so that makes it feel more planted and results in a lot less bounce hitting over bumps and mid-corner over the torsion bar K4s.
Yeah, so the ride is also surprisingly smooth. We've got no fancy adjustable dampers here, just good old-fashioned engineering, firm enough to feel connected, but soft enough to not spill your coffee.
All right, let's talk about efficiency. Kia rates this car at 31 miles per gallon combined, 29 city, 38 highway. Not bad for a turbo sedan with decent pep.
You know, it's actually kind of the sweet spot. You know, power when you need it, but efficiency when that wallet might be getting a little bit tight. It's like a responsible adult who knows all the words to the song Sabotage.
Yes, that's the vibe for this whole car, honestly. It's not trying to be a full-blown sports sedan, but has enough performance to keep things interesting.
Yeah. So what don't you like about the performance, the handling of this K4?
Yeah, well, I mean, it has a platform, right? It has the Elantra N-Line, and honestly, it's kind of weak compared to that in terms of performance.
It really is. It really is. And, you know, the N-Line comes with 200 horsepower, comes with a dual clutch for about the same money, and, you know, you get a fair bit of better performance for that.
It's true. I mean, this model is also not available in all-wheel drive or hybrid, so there seems to be some odd choices there too.
Yeah, so just some questionable choices. You know, we always thought of Kia as kind of like the sportier brand, but it seems like Hyundai has really kind of taken that mantra from, you know, the Korean twins. All right, now that we've wrapped up, it's time for our favorite new segment, Would You Rather?
That's right. We're going to put this Kia K4 GT line turbo against 3 competitors and say which one we would rather have.
Yeah, you know, kudos to Kia for not abandoning the small sedan segment. The K4 GT line turbo is competitively priced, you know, starting about $28,090. But let's see what other options might be out there.
All right, and first up is something we've already tested before. It's the Honda Civic Sport Touring Hybrid Hatchback. Yeah, that one starts at $34,000. So a bit more pricey, but it's got 200 horsepower. It's a hybrid, so it gets 50 miles a gallon, 595 miles of range, and 6.1 seconds to 60.
Yeah. I'm definitely taking the Honda.
Yeah, same.
The Honda is fantastic. It's honestly one of the best small cars we've ever tested. That doesn't mean that this Kia is bad. The Kia is actually fantastic. The Honda is just better, but it's also pricier.
Okay, money bags. Next up.
All right, next up, we have the stalwart in the segment, the Toyota Corolla XSE. It starts at also $28,000, the same as our GT line turbo here. Only has 169 horsepower, spinning a CVT, 31 miles per gallon in the city, 38 on the highway, and a long 8.2 seconds to 60. What do you think?
I have to say, with that CVT in there, I'm definitely picking this Kia over that one. I mean, that's pretty slow.
Yeah, 10 times out of 10, I'm taking this. This just offers you a lot more style, a lot more interesting, lots of standard features that you really don't find in that Toyota unless you pay up. So I'm definitely taking the K4.
All right, so how about some sibling rivalry? Up next, we got the Hyundai Elantra N-Line that we talked about before. It starts at just under $29,000. You get 201 horsepower, a dual clutch transmission, and it goes from 0 to 60 in 6.5 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, they share a chassis, share an engine, but you get that dual clutch gearbox, which is a lot better than this 8-speed automatic. So I'm definitely going to go with that Hyundai N-Line. And you know, the thing that's kind of funny is that I really wish Kia would bring us a pure GT trim. I think that would be perfect, and given the fact that I actually prefer the styling a little bit more, it would kind of make me lean towards the Kia.
Yeah, I mean, unsurprisingly, I'm actually going to agree with you on this one. I'm Team Hyundai on this one all the way. Yeah, I don't get why Kia doesn't bring out a GT line. I think this car, it would really suit it well, considering its styling. I think a performance trim of this would be fantastic, and they definitely have the hardware for it.
They do, and so they're coming out with a hatchback later this year. Maybe they should do it with that one.
Yeah. Well, there you have it. Now, let's pull off our final thoughts.
All right, guys, we have pulled off here for our final thoughts on the Kia K4 GT line Turbo.
That's right. So there's a lot of things we like about it and some things that we feel like could be fixed. But starting off with the good stuff, as with all Kias, we absolutely love the value that this car brings to its segment. It packs a ton of features in a car that's really very affordable for most people.
It does. You know, that's been one of the ethos for Kia, their entire run within their manufacturer life cycle, right? They feature pack all their cars, give you a huge value over literally any competitor out there in the spectrum.
They really do.
So one of the other things that we do love is kind of off of that same frame of thought is all the technology that's in here. Kia has packed this car with tech. We've got two 12.3-inch screens. They've got Kia's Connected Suite in there, which gives you that nice seamless functionality. Everything works extremely well. The camera system is outstanding. It even visualizes where the car is in like a 3D situation when you're backing up.
Yeah, I mean, for the price, this really does just pack so many tech features in it. It's hard to believe how much it actually costs. I mean, even, for example, the wireless charger works every time. It's so easy to use, and that's kind of what the beauty of this technology is. It's accessible, and it's accessible to everybody. It doesn't matter who you are. Another thing that we really love about it is the space in here. It is so roomy. You have so much room to spread out. We've driven on some long road trip style driving, and it has been super, super comfortable.
Yeah, it's almost like a mid-size car, to be perfectly honest. This thing is really not a compact. It's almost a mid-size because of how much space you get in there. Comfortable in the front, comfortable in the back. It works literally everywhere.
Absolutely.
One other thing that at least I love is the styling of this thing. This is Kia's Opposites United design theology, and I think it looks wonderful on this car. We've got a lot of sharp angles. We've got a lot of interesting design elements. Kia used to be so derivative with all of their design, and now they've kind of come up with something unique.
Yeah, I mean, credit where credit's due. Kia and Hyundai as well, started off with pretty derivative designs, as you said, but this is so Kia. Like, if you saw this car and without the badges on it, you'd know it's a Kia from a mile away. That may be a good thing for folks like Greg. For folks like me, maybe not so much, more of a mixed bag. I really love the front end styling of this. I think it's really aggressive. The back end, I feel like, is a little chunky, a little clunky, but if you go with the hatchback, I think it looks great.
Yeah, absolutely. And that also takes us to something that we don't like, which is the same thing we were just talking about, which is the styling. Yeah. We understand that this may not be for everybody because it is just such a unique and interesting design element all over this car.
Yeah. One of the kind of key features that in terms of styling, I think we both kind of hit on is that rear door handle situation. So I mean, we'd have regular door handles in the front, as you can see, but in the back it's kind of hidden. For a family vehicle, that door setup in the back is just kind of strange.
It is. And if you're going to have something that's a cohesive design, why not make both of them hidden or both of them exposed? To me, that's a little bit more balanced and linear, right?
Totally.
One other thing that we don't like is the climate screen on this car. It's sandwiched between those two nice 12.3-inch displays, but when you try to toggle it and try to use it, it's hidden behind the right side of the steering wheel. Yeah. Kia gives you the option to expand that into that second 12.3-inch screen, but why not just make it function where it needs to be?
Absolutely. And again, we've talked about how Kia is so great with tech. Make it easy to use. Why complicate the climate screen, especially since you already have some controls for it? Right. Why not just use all of them?
Yeah, there are a handful of controls. There's 4 buttons down beneath the screens that you can use, but that doesn't let you do all the climate functions. Yeah. So either add more buttons down there or move that screen.
Absolutely. One of the other things we don't necessarily like about this car is it's billing as a performance car, but not really following through with that performance. I mean, it is a GT line, and that sounds fast and sporty and fun. It sits at the top of this range. But honestly, you could go to its sister brand Hyundai and get a better performance car at a similar price.
Exactly. The Elantra Inline is sitting over there, 7-speed dual clutch, same engine, but pumped up over 200 horsepower. Seems like a better option to me for that if you're going to the performance spectrum. However, if you want the funky design, if you want, a little bit of something that's more laid back, this is also a great option. And, the way that Kia has built this thing, it's a really good car. So if you just kind of take that performance element and forget about it, you have a really nice car. And that kind of brings me to the fact that, Kia no longer is good for a Kia. Yeah. Kia is just good, period.
Yeah, and on that fantastic revelation, it's time to end.
Thank you so much for watching.
We'll see you next time.
Thanks for joining us on The Driver's Line. Hit that like button and subscribe for more car reviews, specials, and podcasts.
A special shout out to our partner Drive Shop for fleet management, keeping us fueled up and on the road, enabling us to keep bringing great content to you.
Dan in here anymore. No, it feels like Kia. Oh, fuck me, Kia?
Who's Kia? Who's Kia? She's Hawaiian. She's Hawaiian Kia. All
right, sorry.
No, you're right. How many times have I fucked up?
You did your part perfectly.
Oh my God. That's fine.
I don't want to fuck it up.
All right.